Hello again, boys and girls. So our last chapter for the week, chapter 12. Okay, so as always, you have your link down below to read the book on your own. Here's our layout that you guys know by now, how the weeks work and what you have to do each week with your assignment. So pause it if you want to look. Okay, so after reading chapter 12, here is your written response question. It says, describe a lesson you have learned from Brian so far. What has he taught you or shown you is possible through his journey? So remember, guys, he's only 13 years old. He's not that much older than you guys. So think about what Brian's been through so far in the book, because as you guys know, he has been through a lot. So tell me about a lesson you feel like you've learned from him, something he did, something he had to do, that you feel like you learned from, or that he taught, something he taught you or showed you is possible for a 13-year-old. Because, you might look at this book and think, okay, he's an adult, but remember, he is only 13 years old. He's around your guys' age, middle school age. So describe a lesson, okay, that you've learned from him, something he taught or showed you. And it needs to be 5 sentences or more, as always. So pause it if you need to write down that question, because you do need to write down these 2 questions and then respond below it. Some of you guys are forgetting to do that, but it says it at the bottom right here. Copy down the questions above and then respond. Don't get lazy on me, my dears. Just because you're at home, we still got to do what we are asked to do. Okay, so pause it if you need to write down the question. Otherwise, let's look at our vocab. Okay, so 3rd day of our vocabulary. We should know these words very well by now. You've already copied down the words, found the definition, used them in a sentence. So as always, your last task is to create a short story with one of the words in it. Reminder, you can use more than one word because these words can be very similar to each other and can be used in the same story, but you only have to use one. So reminder, the words are eddied, dormant, convulse, tapered, primitive, and persistent. So make sure you get your story done. Okay, I'm very excited about this 3rd activity today. I hope you guys enjoy it. So you guys, your task for your 3rd activity for today is to create a menu for Brian. You're going to create a menu of food that you think Brian would enjoy based on what we know about him so far in the book. We've done 12 chapters by now, so we know a lot about Brian, especially when it comes to his food. This can include foods that he has thought about while stranded, and also food that he has experienced while he's out there in the wilderness. You need to come up with at least 5 different items for the menu and give your restaurant a name. So, example, you're going to see my example right here, and I explained it a little bit for you guys. You don't have to explain your food items, but my example explanation is, because Brian has been eating so many berries, a menu item could be a raspberry pie with whipped cream and chocolate topping. I don't want you to just put on a menu item berries. I don't know many restaurants where you go and just order berries and then that's your meal. So here's my example. My restaurant's name is Contreras' Place. At the top, you should have your restaurant name and then the menu items listed below. So there's my restaurant name, Contreras' Place. And one of my examples, I'm just giving you one like I listed above. I put dessert because a pie is a dessert. I put raspberry pie topped with whipped cream and chocolate syrup, because you guys know, you've been to restaurants before, or at least seen restaurants before in movies and stuff, that you have to be specific. I can't just put raspberry pie. On the menus, they explain what about the raspberry pie. What does it come with? What does it have on top or on the side? Whatever it is, okay, make sure you're specific about it. So I reminded you at the bottom, this menu should not just say berries, okay, fish. Use those foods to create something interesting. So if you're going to put fish, tell me what kind of fish. Tell me what comes with the fish. Be specific. Okay, you can use berries, but you cannot use my raspberry pie. But you can use raspberries for something else on your menu. So make sure you come up with at least 5 different menu items listed underneath the name of your restaurant. So I hope you guys enjoyed doing this activity. And remember, you can use things that Brian has thought about that he misses from back home that he would eat, but also some of the foods that he's had while he's been stranded, because he has been experiencing a lot of different types of foods and animals and things like that. So you guys can get creative with this menu, and I want to see what you guys come up with. We're definitely going to share some of our menu items when we come back to our office hours. So don't let me forget, I want to hear how creative we got with these different menu items. So that's your extra activity please make sure you pause it right here if you need to. As always, I know this is a YouTube video, so pause it if you need to read it, because I know I go through it kind of quick, but that's why we have the ability to pause in case we need to look at it a little more carefully. Okay, so reminder, your chapter 12 assignments is your last chapter for the week. You have your written response, your vocabulary short story, and then your menu for Brian, which is what we just went over. And as always, because it's the end of the week and this is our last chapter, you have your comprehension quiz for chapters 10 through 12, located in the same spot all the other chapter quizzes are on the Miss Contreras Lone Tree website. If not, the link is right there for the quiz if you type that in, but it's definitely a lot easier to go to Miss Contreras' Lone Tree page and click on chapter 12, 10 through 12 quiz, and it'll take you directly to that quiz. Remember, you can only take it once. A lot of you are trying to take it more than once, but it's not helping you. I'm just taking your first score and that's it. So even if you do better, it's not helping you. You need to do well the first time. Use the PDF link that has the book on it so you can look at the book while you're taking the quiz. But some of you, I have a feeling, are just going in, taking the quiz, and then realizing, oh, I did really bad, I better try again. Cannot do that. Just like in class when we're in school, you cannot just keep retaking it to get yourself a better score. That's not how that works. You have to take your time the first time and get the score you deserve, okay? And a reminder, after you're done with your 3 assignments, that you turn them in on your Class Dojo portfolio, and any other assignments you have for this week that you didn't finish for chapter 10, 11, or 12, make sure you get all those in. I want us to stay on track so that when we start our next set of chapters next week, you guys are already all caught up, okay? Make sure you message me on Dojo. Your parents ask me questions if you need help with anything. Otherwise, I will see you guys for the next chapter.